What's up guys, it's Josh with the Preset Bros, and today I'm going to show you how I made the synth for this house track.
Getting real ecstatic, we both know it right away.
Alright guys, so that was the sound we'll be learning how to make today, and if you don't want to miss out on any of our future content, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you can become a master of your sound. We also have a free gift for you guys at the end, so stay tuned for that, and without any further ado, let's jump it. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and listen to the sound we're going to learn today. So it's just like a groovy house chord stab, and we have the same sound right here, but I tweaked it just a little bit. And we'll get to that one in a second. Let's go ahead and start with this sound right here. And this is a sound from our House Volume 1 preset pack, and there is a link down below if you guys want to check out the rest of our sounds in that pack. Alright guys, so jumping right into it. Oscillator A, I'm using the DS Saw and Tri. I do have a +7 semitone, 8 voices of unison. The detune is at 0.09, and that's about it for oscillator A. I do want to touch on this +7 semitone really quick. I've found when doing like chords, specifically for the house genres, messing with the semitone, having two oscillators on, and then messing with the semitones on one of the oscillators, whether it's +3, +4, +5, +7, any of those sound really nice to kind of make those funky house chords. So I'm actually going to do something really quick. Let's just go ahead and change this to like +3 or something, and let's listen to that. Or we could go +4, 5. So 5 probably sounds the best, but let's go to 0 and we'll just see how these sound. So, but then the second we put it to 7, it just has that classic housey kind of signature touch on the chord there. So anytime you're making like chords for the housey genres or really any genre, go ahead and experiment with these semitones. It can make a huge difference. For oscillator B, I have the saw rounded. I do have this +1 octave, 6 voices of unison, and detune at 0.03. I moved the wavetable position all the way to the saw wave, and that is pretty much it for oscillator B. I am sending these oscillators into this filter right here, and I'm using the MG Low 18. Now I have the cutoff all the way down, the res knob at 10, and then the drive knob at 13, but I am doing a little bit of automation here with LFO1, which we will get to in a second. I do want to touch on the last oscillator that I'm using. That is the noise, and it's just kind of adding a little more texture to the sound. I do have it going through this filter as well, so keep that in mind. If I were to have this off, this is what it would sound like. So we obviously don't want any of that, so I'm going to click this on, and then it just kind of keeps it all nice and tight and together. As far as shaping the sound, I'm using envelope 1. I have the same attack, same hold. I did pull the decay down to 456 and the sustain down to -8.8 dB, and I gave it quite a bit of a release just so it kind of has that tail and it doesn't just sharply cut off. Now I am modulating the cutoff knob, like I said before, just by 80 here, and it just allows it to whip it up and kind of touch those higher frequencies, but then suck back down and keep the chord nice and tight. If I were to bypass this, and we'll just bring this cutoff up here, this is what we're going to sound like. So we don't want that. We want it to whip and constantly just kind of keep it together a little bit. Just like that. So that's pretty much all we have going on the front page. Let's jump into the effects. For the effects, I do have a little bit of hyper dimension. Nothing really going on with the hyper. I do have some dimension though, 32% on the size and 16 on the mix. I do have a multi-band compressor going on. I went ahead and used the tube distortion. The drive is at 53, the mix is at 38. And then I did cut some of the lows just around 210 Hertz with the EQ. I am using a little bit of delay just to kind of create that atmosphere in space. I have the wet knob at 14%, a 1/8 and 1/16. And then I am using a little bit of reverb, just cranked up the low cut a little bit in this, and then the mix is at 11. And that's pretty much all there is to the effects. It's fairly a simple sound. Let's go ahead and jump into the other version of this sound so I can kind of show you how I made it a little different to create more dynamic in the song. So here's the other sound. And it is the exact same preset. There are a few minor changes that I did do that I do want to touch on. So the main thing that I did was with LFO1. So if you notice, I am modulating the cutoff, and also notice the starting position of the cutoff knob is a lot higher. Before it was all the way down. I went ahead and threw it up to like 30 hertz or something like that. And I am modulating it with LFO1 at 1/2 of a bar. And if you notice, this is actually the same distance as this. And so as it cycles through this little groove right here, it's going to cycle through this whole bar, and it's going to consistently open up the cutoff a little more, revealing some of those higher frequencies. So as it goes, it just kind of opens the sound. I am modulating a few other parameters here, and I'm modulating the mix of the hyper and the mix of the dimension, and I'm actually doing that to create width as well. It's one thing just to open up the frequency spectrum, but if you give it more stereo image too, it just overall makes the sound like it's evolving. So I can go ahead and bypass these really quick and we'll listen to it. So that's okay, right? But let's go ahead and activate these and hear it now. See how it just kind of opens up and it creates that tension for then the next synth to come in really tight. And it just gives a little more dynamic. That pretty much wraps up the sound for today, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope you got inspired. I hope you can use this trick if you're working in a preset, maybe duplicate it and change the same preset to different parts of your song to kind of add more dynamics. On a side note, guys, if you do like the Serum skin that I'm using in this tutorial, we're doing a special on our website right now where you can get a free Serum skin, the one that I'm using in this video, if you buy just one of our packs. Buy anything on our website and we'll give you this free Serum skin. I also did mention we have a free gift for you guys, and the free gift is this preset down below. So if you guys want to go ahead and download this preset completely free, go to the description down below and we have a link just for that. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and as always, stay creative.